Hello, my name is Rossella and today I'm going to do the C paper included in this book. Click on the links in the description below to find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok and on my website virtuoso.com. Bye!
Section 1 is about rhythm. In the first question, we are asked to circle the right time signatures for the given bars. First of all, let's look at here, this symbol here. This is a duplet symbol, and it means that we have 3 spaces in which we need to fit 2 notes. Therefore, we're talking about a compound time. We can exclude 2/4 because this is simple time. Now we have 2 options. We either have 3 and 3 quavers, or 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2 quavers. Let's count 1, 2, 3 and then 2 in the space of 3. So in this case we have 1, 2, 3 and then 1, 2 and 3. So the answer is 6/8. In the next question we have a triplet sign. This means that we have 3 in the space of 2. This usually happens in simple times. So 3 in the space of 2 of the same kind, so quavers. Therefore we have 4 quavers here. This is equals a minim. But I think we should count in quavers. The first thing that we need to establish is how to count, which value to consider to count. In this case, we can't consider the minim because it's just too much. I don't think we have a minim here. It's an odd number actually. So these are 2 quavers. So we have 2 quavers. Let's put them in pairs. 2 quavers, 2 quavers, and then we have 2 quavers and 2 quavers. Okay, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, 10 quavers equals 5 crotchets, and this is the answer. It can't be 3 minims because we're missing 2 more quavers for that. This is why I said we can't count in minims, because this is actually too long. And it can't be compound time because we have first, because we have 10 quavers and not 12, but also because they are grouped in 4, which means that 1 is too much for 12/8. Compound time means grouped in 3. So the answer is 5/4. Excellent. Last one. In this case, look at here. You need to see what catches your eye. And in this case, is these 3 semiquavers floating together. Then we have another 3 semiquavers here floating together. So I think we count in semiquavers. I think that we are in 9/16 because 7/8 means 7 crotchets. Sorry, 7 quavers. And we have 1 quaver and a half quaver, so it can't be possible. 3 crotchets means that we need to count 1, 2 and 3 groups of crotchets. Therefore, the answer is 9/16, and I will show you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. There you go. Sorted. That was quite quick. Literally, really quick. Next one. In this question, we are asked to take the bar that shows the given bar correctly rewritten in simple time. First time signature, because we can see that we have 3 options and 2 are the same, but 1 is different. So we have 9/8, which means 9 quavers. Now there is a TikTok video that I link below and on the card up here, where I talk about the equivalence between compound and simple. Anyway, very quickly I can say that 3 equals 2. So in 9/8 we have 3 groups of quavers. Therefore, in the equivalent simple time, we have 3 groups of quavers, but the 3 give space to 2. So 1, 2, and 3 of the same kind, which is quavers. So 3 crotchets. 1, 2, and 3 crotchets. 3/4, 3/4. This is incorrect. Now, we have 1, 2, and 3. They need to be the same in the rhythm, but with a triplet sign, because these 3 fit perfectly within the 3 spaces that we have in compound time, but in simple time we have just 2 seats. Therefore, we need to create the space for them, the special ticket. Contrastingly, in this case, we have 3 chairs in which we need to fit comfortably 2 people, but in simple time, they have 1 chair each, so they don't need a special symbol. And a dotted crotchet just becomes a crotchet without the dot. Where do we see this combination of things? Triplet, 2 quavers, and a crotchet. I guess it's here. Why this is incorrect? Because they changed the rhythm here. This note is longer than this, but in this case, Fa sharp and Sol are the same length, and this is not possible. They need to be exactly the same. They need to reproduce the exact rhythm. So this is the correct answer. Brilliant! That was it. Next question. In this question, we need to complete the 2 sentences by adding a number. In 6/4, okay, 6/4 means 6 crotchets. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Grouped in 3 because this is a compound time. So each of them is a dotted minim because we have 2 crotchets equals 1 minim plus its half. So we have 2 dotted minims. There you go. Next one, a double dotted quaver. So a quaver with 2 dots is equal to. Okay, so we have a quaver. A quaver is the equivalent of 4 demisemiquavers. So we have, sorry, I'll just do it here. Equals. Okay, this is horrible. The dot is half of the quaver, so 2 demisemiquavers, and the dot is half of its half, so 1. And the answer is 7. Demi-semi, it's half of its half of a quaver, half of a quaver. So if a quaver has a flag here, the semiquaver has 2 flags, and the demi-semiquaver another flag, so 3. This is how you can figure it out if you don't remember the symbol. Next question, very quickly. We need to tick one box that shows the bar correctly grouped. First of all, as ever, we start from the time signature. 4/8 is a simple time, 2 plus 2 quavers. Where we need to see the half of the bar here. Where we don't see this, wrong. So we have 1 floating quaver here. This can be possible. Here they've done 1 quaver, 2 quavers and 1 quaver, impossible. So they mix these 2 together. So no. In this case, we have one quaver, and another half. So I think they split this in two halves, one in this group and one in this group, so they are unbalanced. The two groups need to be the same. 1, 2 and 1, 2. They have to be like a scale. They have to be still. So I guess the right answer is this. We have one quaver, one quaver, one quaver, one quaver. So it is the last. There you go. You know that you can always pause, think, re-watch my explanation if you think that I went too quickly, or that you didn't catch something that I said, or that you need to re-listen to it just for your own safety. Thank you. Let's move on to question 5. We need to tick or cross to show whether the rests have been correctly or incorrectly added. And this is down to grouping and counting. So we need to see if the counting is correct, A, and B, if the grouping is also correct. And the grouping closely relates to the time signature. So 12/8 means 12 quavers. Okay, 12 quavers grouped in 3. So we need to have 1, 2, and 3 quavers. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And as we said before, for question 4, we need to have the half of the bar clearly indicated. So in this way, 2 and 2. Okay, let's count. 2 in the space of 3 because we have a duplet. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. This is 1. Oh God, this is very, very confusing. This is, in fact, a dotted quaver rest. And there's no point. So first of all, we would write the longer quaver, the longer value first. So the quaver first, and then eventually, okay, the semiquaver, in case there is a note afterwards, but never the other way around. We don't start with the shorter value. So this is incorrect. And I am just going to rub this out. Okay, so this will be the correct answer, probably. 1, 2, and 3, yeah. Yeah, or this. Here we have 1, 2, 3, and this is the first group. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is correct. Perfect. Why can't we merge these two into this? No, this is incorrect because we would merge these two groups together and we can't. They have to be separated because the first half has to be balanced by the second half. So these two can't be together, put together. Can't be. Let's have a look at the last example, the last bar. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But this bar is incomplete. Here we would need this, exactly, because there is another of this missing. But in this case, they can be merged together. This is a great example. I should make a TikTok video about this. But yeah, they can be merged together. So they can be put as this. First, the bar is incomplete. So this is wrong, by the way. The bar is incomplete. And even if we add a rest, it should have been this rest. I hope this is clear. And let's turn the page together for section 2. This section relates to pitch, and in the first 2 questions we are asked to tick one box that shows the correct name for the given note. Many of my viewers are telling me that the system that I've presented on YouTube is helpful and very quick and is easy to remember. So if you don't know this, please go and watch my videos relating to clefs and notes. It's 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, linked below or on the card up here. They will tell you everything you need to know about the clefs and how to read them confidently and quickly. Anyway, the tenor clef is treble clef -1. This would be A in treble clef, -1 is G. That's it. Finished. In question 2, we need to ask one box. This shows the correct enharmonic equivalent of this note. The enharmonic equivalent is a note that has the same sound but another name. So we need a small keyboard here as usual. Let's see if I can guess. Let me start here actually. Yeah, okay. Okay. This note is bass clef is treble +2, so it's D flat. This note is D flat. You can also count from here. This is F, so Fa, Mi, Re. D flat is this note here, and this could be called C sharp, D flat, or B double sharp, because this is B sharp sharp. And in this case, we have exactly B double sharp. So this is either, again, C sharp, D flat, or B double sharp. So that's the final answer. Sorted? Question 3. Transposition. We need to tick or cross each box to show whether this bar has been correctly transposed, including the key signature, down a minor third. Okay, down a minor third. This is because this piece is for clarinet in A, and this means that when the clarinet plays C, middle C, in fact, they play a sound. There is A. So their score is very simple, but in reality, they are transposing automatically things. So we need to write it at concert pitch. We need to transpose everything a minor third down. So the key signature first. This is in G major. It doesn't really matter if it's major or minor because it's the same. The key signature is the same. So for practical reasons, we just consider the major key, but it is the same. G major minus. Oh, I need my usual keyboard. Okay. G major, G minus a minor third is 3 semitones below 3 semitones. So 1, 2, and 3. 3 steps. So from here, 1, 2, and 3. E major. E major has 4 sharps because E minus 1 semitone is D. So fun colouring, gigantic drawings. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, I'll tell you later. There is a whole series of videos about keys and scales, and I'll tell you more later on. Anyway, so E major has 4 sharps, so this is correct. G becomes E, absolutely. Sol, Mi. Do sharp, okay, Do sharp, it's here. 1, 2, and 3 becomes A sharp, not Sol sharp. So this is incorrect. It's A sharp. I'm going to write it down. D sharp, re, 1, 2, and 3 becomes do. Actually, B sharp, this note, B sharp. So a sharp is missing here, so no. And mi is 1, 2, and 3 becomes do sharp, because this do is sharp, is in the key signature, so this is correct. Again, so from E, 1, 2, and 3, this is C sharp. Perfect. Excellent. This is finished. Are you happy? I hope so. Let's go on to the last question of section 2. Question 4. In this question, we are asked to compare the bars and circle true or false for each of the 3 statements. To answer this question, you need to know this. If the pitch you want to know, middle C, are you above or below? So in the treble clef, middle C is down here. In the alto clef, middle C is here. And in this case, they are the same, okay, equals. And in the bass clef, middle C is above here. So this is middle C. Therefore, this is an octave lower. Okay, so A and B are the same. C is an octave lower of both. So now I've answered all the questions, but anyway. A and B are at the same pitch. Yes, we just said that. Middle C up, middle C up. A is 1 octave higher than C. Yes, because we said that this is an octave lower. B is an octave lower than C. No, because we said that before. So once you've done this, okay, and you've done your argumentation, which is establishing the same pitches and, well, the bars written at the same pitch, and the ones that are an octave higher, an octave lower, then you basically answer the question. And it's all, if you write it down, it's all in there. I am aware that in the online version of the exam, you cannot write things, but you can always copy out the first note. This is the only thing you need, to copy out the first note of each. Or you can write it down. A equals B, C. For example, you can write A equals B, C down, and A and B. For example, if you write something like this on your scrap paper, that's also the questions answered. This is what you need to do. Okay, section 3. This section is particularly long and important because it gives you 15 points. So it is the section that has more points, it gives you more points, and it's longer, it's more important, so you can understand the keys and scales are very important in music. So let's try to do it properly, shall we? In the first 2 exercises, we need to tick the box that shows the key signatures of B flat minor and B major correctly written. Now, you need to watch my videos relating to key signatures, and I link them below and on the card up here. You can also go onto my website. You can find every single video that I published. And there are some techniques and tricks that I use to understand and remember the key signatures without struggling too much. And feedback from many viewers are encouraging, so please do go and watch them. The videos are a little bit slow, I would say, but they tell you everything you need to know in a fun way, and it's worth checking them just for fun. Okay, the key signature of B flat minor, okay, I'm going to write it here. Big elephants, 8 sinuses, goat, cheese and figs. Si, mi, la, re, sol, do, fa. This is the order of flats, and the sharps is in reverse. So fa, do, sol, re, la, mi, si. Fun colouring gigantic drawings after eating breakfast. Perfect. Okay, now the key signatures with flats is always a zigzagging descending shape. We can't find it here, we can't find it here, and we have it here, but let's have a look if we see the pattern. Okay, here the pattern is kept also here, but let's have a look. This is the tenor clef. This means that this is middle C, and this is B. So of course this is the right note, but in the alto clef, middle C is here, and this is not B. This is starting from the wrong note. It should have been here. Okay, this is B. So this is incorrect as well. The right answer is the tenor clef. Perfect. So there you go. We didn't even check. We didn't need these ones as well. So, but anyway. Okay, let's go on to the key signature with sharps. And in this case, we have two options. We have all the clefs that have like 3 curves, of which the first is longer. And in the case of the tenor clef, we have a curving descending shape. Okay, look at here. This is not the pattern that we want. So goodbye. This could be very much so. This is the pattern of the tenor clef. Oh, I forgot to write it. Okay, this is the pattern of the tenor clef, but this is the alto clef, so no. And this has the pattern is broken. We need 1 and 1 up. So no, and look at here. The answer is the bass clef. Perfect. Perfect. This is it. We didn't even count. We didn't even struggle at all. This is just the perfect system, guys. I'm very proud of it. Anyway, question 3. In this question, we need to circle the right key for the given bars, the melodies. But the melodies don't have the key signature, so we need to guess it in the right way. First of all, as we said, the order of flats and sharps. Fa, do, sol, re, la, mi, si. So fun colouring gigantic drawings after eating breakfast. And in the flats are opposite. So si, mi, la, re, sol, do, fa. Big elephants, 8 dinosaurs, goat, cheese and figs. All right, this melody has sharps, so let's consider just this. We have fa sharp and sol sharp. Okay. We don't have do sharp. And why can that happen? It happens when they have been raised. These two have been raised. For example, to form a melodic scale. So we need to raise the 6th and 7th degrees. And the 6th and 7th degrees, when they are fa and sol, are of A minor. A minor is the relative minor of C major and C major. C can't be sharp. So this is why this C is not sharp, because we are in E minor. In D major, we wouldn't have G sharp, and we would definitely have C sharp because it's the leading note. E minor is the relative minor of G major, and G can't be sharp. A major has more sharps. Definitely do sharp. So A minor is the only option that we can really consider. Let's go on to the second one. We have sharps again, so let me rub this out. Okay. Bass clef, this is important. If you read the notes incorrectly, you have the incorrect answer. G sharp, so sol, then we have do sharp, and we have fa sharp, and we have re sharp. Okay, when we have four sharps aligned like that, we can be sure that this is a major key. This is the last sharp in the key signature. We go up by a semitone and we find the key. So D sharp plus one semitone is E. E major, this is it. Oh, brilliant. G sharp minor is the relative minor of B major, and B major has 5 sharps. A major has 3 sharps, so we cannot justify D sharp. And B minor is the relative minor of D major, and D major has just 2 sharps, plus we should have had A sharp, which is here, because B minor, A sharp is the leading note of B minor, so many things that cannot be together here. So definitely E major. The last example has flats, so we're going to use this one now. We have La flat, B flat, D flat, and A flat again. Okay, when we have a gap, it's because this flat has been raised. And it has been raised when it is we are in a minor key, and this is the leading note. So this one here is the leading note of a semitone above F, so F minor. This is in F minor. The flats and sharps always appear in order. So if there is a gap, it means that there is something. It's either, as we said here, a melodic scale, or a minor, or the leading note has been raised. So in the case of sharps, for example, you would have a gap and then the final one, for example, a gap and then this one sharp. This is because clearly when there is a gap, it's because one note has been raised. Okay, I think that this is quite clear. So people say, but do let me know and comment everything below, please, because your comments are everything to me. Question 4. In this question, we are asked to take the note to complete the scale of F sharp major. Now, F sharp major, F sharp minus one semitone is E. So fun, colouring, gigantic drawings after eating. These are all the sharps included in the key signature of F sharp major. Quite a lot. So we are in the tenor clef, treble minus 1. So this is F sharp, of course. This is F sharp, fa, so sharp, la sharp, so fa, so la, si, B. Now, is B sharp? No. So the answer is B, because it's not included in this list, which is the key signature. So B. Fa, so la, si, okay, do, re. Is it sharp? Of course, yes. It has to be sharp. So D sharp. Perfect. There you go. Sorted. Now, if you're struggling with the clefs, okay, and you don't remember how to read the clefs, you can always see that this is F sharp and then this has to be F sharp, because the first note of the scale has to be the note, the tonic. So F sharp. Okay. So this should make things easier for you, I hope. Let me know. Let's turn the page. Okay, another interesting questions that require a bit of thinking and step-by-step. Remember that I'm publishing step-by-step guides to answer the questions from the Grade 5 exam papers, and you can look at the resources from my website. The link is below or on the card up here. They are very useful, and I've been told by my students and also my viewers that they are really helpful because you have them written down with all the examples and they just make things easier because they are written black and white. And one of the questions was this. So please go and check. Okay, we need to circle one clef that makes the 3 scales minor scales. This is important because sometimes we could find a scale that is not minor, so the clef is wrong. Well, it's not what we're looking for. First, the order of sharps and flats. That is absolutely vital. Fa, do, sol, re, la, mi, si. And then the sharps, the flats are the sharps in reverse. So si, mi, la, re, sol, do, fa. Okay. Now we need to simply find, try clef per clef what makes sense. In the treble clef, this will be E minor. E minor is the relative minor of G major, and G major has sharps. So these two are not possible. No. In the bass clef, this will be G minor. G minor is the relative minor of B flat major, and B flat has just 2 flats. And look at here, B and E. They could be very much so, and this is the harmonic scale with the leading note raised up. So I think that the answer here is the bass clef. If we go and check these two, they are quite impossible as well. So let's double check. In the alto clef, treble plus 1, this is F minor. F minor is the relative minor of A flat, and it has 4 flats, which are clearly not here. In the tenor clef, -1, this will be D minor, and D minor is the relative minor of F major that has just 1 sharp, so we can't have E as well. Okay, next one, that was easy. In the treble clef, this will be Do sharp, Do flat. Okay, C flat doesn't exist because C flat minor would be the hypothetical relative minor of E double flat major, which doesn't exist. They exist in their enharmonic version, so this is B minor, relative minor of D major, so this is impossible. In the bass clef, this will be E flat, and E flat minor is the relative minor of G flat minor. G flat major. G flat has 6 flats, and in fact we do have a lot of them here. Let's see. Mi, re, okay, this is the leading note because it has been raised, so leading note. Then we have Do flat, B flat, A flat, G flat, F not flat, and E flat. So I think that we have 2 answers as the bass clef. The bass clef answers 2 of the questions because this is correct. This is E flat. Oh, why have I E flat minor? I promised myself that I would do this, and this is G minor. Okay, let's exclude the other ones. Treble plus 1 equals D flat. D flat minor doesn't exist. And in the tenor clef, this would be B flat major, B flat minor, relative minor of D flat major, and D flat would have 5 flats but not C flat. So we could not justify the 6th flat here. So both of them are not possible. Yeah, definitely this is the answer. Next one, the last example, we have, this could be B sharp. B sharp minor doesn't exist. It exists as C minor, so no treble clef. D sharp minor is the relative minor of F sharp. and F sharp has 6 sharps. Now this could be, let's have a look, D, so Re sharp, Mi sharp, F has to be sharp, so it can't be possible. In the alto clef, this would be Do sharp. Okay, Do sharp, C sharp minor is the relative minor of E major, and E major has 4 sharps. Now we have more here, but it could be that the 6th and 7th degrees have been raised because they are forming melodic scales. So let's have a look. Do sharp, Re sharp, yes, Mi, okay, Fa sharp, So sharp, yes, 6th and 7th degrees, and then Do sharp again. So I think that the answer here is Do sharp, C sharp minor, and it's written in the alto clef. Let's exclude the tenor clef. So C sharp, B sharp minus 1 is A sharp, and A sharp minor is the relative minor of C sharp minor, C sharp major, and C sharp major has all the sharps. And also some double sharps as well. So we don't see the double sharps here, so this is not possible. The last 2 scales, by the way, have double sharps because the leading notes are already sharp, so they have to be sharpened again. Yeah. Okay, all sorted. Next one. We need to circle true or false to show whether the 2 chromatic scales are correctly or incorrectly written. So let's try. Very long. Okay. I'll do it this way. This is D, okay, beginning on D, bass clef, so D, D sharp, Fa flat, Fa natural, Fa sharp. Okay, although they are correct, we cannot have 3 notes with the same name in a row. So this is false. That's it. We don't need to check further. It's false. They should have written either this, as G sharp, but then they will need to change this and this. So basically they would need to change this as E, not Fa sharp, Fa flat. Too complicated. Okay, let's go on to this one, descending. So we have, I don't know how to do it. Okay, B flat. I'll start here. B flat, La, La flat, Sol, So flat, Fa, Mi, Mi flat, Re, Re flat, Do, Do flat, and B flat. This is correct, very much so. Yes, true. Perfect, all done. Question 7. In this question, we need to circle, again, true or false for each of the statements. This is, so F double sharp is the leading note of G sharp minor. Yes, because the leading note is minus 1 semitone. And 1 semitone down from G sharp is F double sharp. So yes. This note, A, is the supertonic of G flat major. Okay, G flat major has loads of flats. And the supertonic, so the note after the tonic, the 2nd degree, must be flat as well, so this is false. It should have been A flat. And finally, A, this one, La again, is the dominant of E minor. Now the dominant is the 5th degree and Mi, Fa, Sol, La is the 4th. So this is the subdominant in this case. So it's false again. And with this we have finished section 3. I hope you're happy. Let's go on to intervals. This is another important section of the exam paper for which I have published a guide that you can find on my website. Go and find it, and you can also subscribe for fortnightly newsletters in which you have a number of things, including discount codes for these guides, free handouts, and much more. It is also a way to stay in touch, and I also publish something like a picture for my relating to my private life, and it's quite nice to share it with those who want to get closer. So go and subscribe. The links are all down the video, so do click on them. Okay, intervals. We need a keyboard, and I'm going to write it here so we can use it. I can use it for 2 exercises. This is so long. This keyboard is dreadful. Okay, too long and dreadful. Never mind. Okay, this is a 7th. And for the 7th, and this is important, the guide is important, I do talk about the flipping over technique that makes everything easier, and the feedback from the students about it is very encouraging. So if you can, get the guide and see what I mean. Anyway, so we flip over the 2 the 2 notes, so we reverse the odd order instead of, so this is Do sharp and this is B. So we consider B here, and we find a second. A reversed 7th is a second. Now we need to identify what kind of second this is. B, C sharp. A major second is 2 semitones. So in this case, 2 semitones. This is a major second that, if flipped over again, becomes a minor 7th. So this is a minor 7th. That's it. So first we flip over the notes, then we identify the interval, and then we reverse the interval. So if it's minor, it becomes major. If it's augmented, it becomes diminished, and vice versa. The seconds become 7ths, and the thirds becomes 6ths. I can't make it easier than this, honestly. So have a look at it. This is a 4th, and we know this because 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 steps between the notes. Now A flat and Re flat, La flat, Re flat. Okay, La flat. So a 4th, to be perfect, it needs 2.5 tones. So let's count from La flat. 1, 2.5. So this is it. 2.5. Where is it? Perfect 4th. Here. By the way, I just remembered there is a very useful handout about intervals, and go and get it again in my website. Go to resources and to shop. Both of them are very useful. Have a look. That handout is really, really useful. Last example, Mi flat. Okay, we need to read the notes properly, otherwise we identify the interval incorrectly. And this is B plus 2, Re, so D. E flat, D. This is clearly a compound interval because it's bigger than an octave. So 2 identify it, we either raise it up of an octave, this note, or we lower this note down. I don't know, I just put this up. So Mi flat here, Mi flat, Re is a seventh. Okay, now we flip them over and we find this second, D, E flat. D, E flat is a minor second, minor second, which reverse becomes, flipped over, becomes a major seventh. So this interval is a compound major seventh. This paper is interesting because it includes two flipped over intervals. Very useful. Anyway, that's all done. Let's move on to question 2. In question 2, we need to circle the right type for each interval, but to circle the type, we need to find the number. So we need to do the whole thing, but never mind. First, the names of the notes, the flats. So this is B flat and this is Fa sharp. And it is a compound interval. Never mind, we just lower it down. Fa sharp. Si fa is a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can also do si, do, re, mi, fa. You can count with your fingers if you want. Okay, so it's a fifth. A perfect fifth is made up of 3.5 tones. So from B flat, remember the flat, let's count. 1, 2, 3.5 and another half. So instead of perfect, the interval is bigger, so it's augmented. There you go. So again, 1, 2, 3.5 and another half, so it's larger. Do sharp and Fa double sharp. This is a fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a perfect fourth is made up of 2.5 tones. Let's see. From C sharp. 1, 2.5 and another half. So again, instead of perfect, this fourth is augmented. Bass clef. Mi, Fa sharp. This is more than an octave, so this is a compound interval. We raise it up or we lower it down, it's the same, and we find a second, and this second, E to F sharp, is 2 steps, so it's a major second. Perfect. Done. This is all done. Question 3. In this third question, we need to write the notes. This means that in the online exam, you need to drag the notes to the right place on the stave. And the note should be higher. This is important because sometimes I get confused too. And the reason is very simple, because the intervals work both ways, up or down, and you won't be wrong in identifying an interval that has a lower note. But for the question, you will be wrong, so you won't get any marks for that. Shay. I need another keyboard and I will write it here. Unnecessarily long all the time. Okay. A minor second from Do sharp. Okay. A minus, oh no way. I can't believe this. Okay. A minor second is just one semitone. So here, this is D. There you go. That's the answer. Very handy. A perfect 12 is in reality, 12 minus 7 is a fifth. So it's a compound fifth. And to find it, we need to find a fifth here, a perfect fifth, and then raise it up of an octave. So a perfect fifth from G sharp, if you don't remember, is Do, Si, La, Sol. You count from middle C here. So this is G sharp. So La, Si, Do, Re. The note is D. Now a perfect fifth is 3 tones and a half away from the note. So let's count. 1, 2, 3 and a half, D sharp. Okay, so D sharp. Then we raise it up of an octave and we find the note. And this is it. A major sixth equals, reversed, a minor third down. So from D flat, we go in minor third down. 1, 2, 3. B. Let's see. A minor third is 3 semitones away. So 1, 2, and 3. B flat. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. So this is a minor third from D flat. If we raise this up of an octave, so we flip the interval, it becomes a major sixth. So we find a B and we put a flat. And this is a major sixth. Now again, guys, this is the easiest way. You can always refer to my handout, free handout about the intervals and count 4.5 tones. But if you find that if you use this technique, the flipping over technique, you're very likely not to be wrong, because the more semitones and tones that you count, the more likely you are to skip something, to get confused, and so forth. But this is my opinion. You do whatever you feel much safer with. La, a diminished fourth, means a perfect fourth that has been reduced. So minus 1 semitone. And La, Si, Do, Re is the fourth. Now, let's have a look. A perfect fourth is 2.5 tones. So 1, 2.5. So with D, it would be perfect. But we need to reduce the distance, so we put a flat. Okay. Sorted. This is finished. Yay. Let's turn the page. Section 5. Okay, chords. In the first question, we need to find the chords of this melody, and we need to also find the key of the melody. No sharps, no flats means either C major or A minor, but if we see here that we finish on C, this is definitely in C major. Okay, there is a guide, a step-by-step guide for this question. Go and have a look as well. Resources linked below. It's very useful because I talk about the passage notes. Anyway, so very quickly here, we need to identify the chord, and the chord is Re. So Re, Fa, and La. This is because if we play the notes like all the notes of the bar, we would have something shaped like this, but to have a chord we need this and this up. So the notes that are left are Re, Fa and La. Re for D for C major is the second degree, so there you go, second. And in this case we have Sol, Si, La, Sol. Okay, so clearly one note is to additional. So this is the additional note A. This is I can do this actually. Yeah, and I could do this. So we have sol si. Sol si could be mi sol si, so adding a note below, or sol si re, so adding a note above. Which one to choose? The one that would give us one of these chords. If we choose G, B, D, sol si re, we would have the chord 5. If we choose E, we would have chord 3 because E is the 3rd degree, and it doesn't make any sense here. So we need to choose sol. A 2-5 is an imperfect cadence, and I write it here, imperfect cadence, so that makes sense. Next line. We have la, do, fa. This is the passage note. I think we have fa, la, do. Fa, la, do. And they are in order because it's one on, off, on, off, on. Fa, so, la, si, do. Okay? Again, if you go onto the guide, it tells you everything that I'm saying, black and white. Fa is the bottom note and it's the 4th degree. Brilliant. Here again we have a similar thing. Sol, si, la is the passage note. So I would say that the chord is still 5 because otherwise we find E, G, B, mi, sol, si. There is nothing in this case. So 4, 5. I expect number 1 here, and in fact it's do, mi, sol. So this is 1. Clearly, this is an extended perfect cadence, which is the best way to end a piece of music. Brilliant. Sorted. Next one. Question 2. In this question, we need to do the same that I've done above, but we need to tick this time. So we are in G major, and let's find the chord. We have do, mi, and sol. Do is repeated, then we put them in order. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. This is the order. The bottom note is do, and for G major, do is the 4th degree. Sol, la, si, do. Okay, so this is 4. We could either have 5 to form an imperfect cadence or 1 to form a plagal cadence. Let's have a look. We're in G major, we have sol, si, re, and sol. Sol is doubled, sol, si, re are in order. Sol is the bottom note and is the 1st degree. So this is a plagal cadence. And the next one, we are in D major, and the chords are sol, sol, okay, re, and B. Sol is doubled, sol, we need to put them in order, so sol, la, si, do, re, so sol, si, re. Sol is the bottom note, and for D major, re, mi, fa, sol is the 4th degree. Again, here we can expect chord 1 or chord 5. Let's have a look. We have la, mi, do sharp, and la again. La is doubled. Let's put them in order. La, si, do, re, mi. So la, do, mi. La is the bottom note, and for D major, la is the 5th degree because re, mi, fa, sol, la. So we clearly have an imperfect cadence with chord 4 and chord 5 in a row. Sorted! Brilliant! Question 3. This question goes a little bit further because we need to identify the inversion. We are in E flat major, and this is important. So let's identify the chords. Now I have very little space here. I'll write it here. Sol, B flat, Mi flat, and B flat. B flat is doubled. Let's put them in order. Mi, fa, sol, la, si, I think. Mi, fa, sol, la, si. So mi, fa, sol, la, si. Perfect. E flat is the bottom note and it's chord 1. Now, at the bottom on the score, do we have E flat, do we have Sol, or do we have B flat? We have G. So this is 1B. Next one, we have La flat. Do, Mi flat, and La flat. La flat is doubled, so we have La, Si, Do, Re, Mi. They are already in order. A flat is the bottom note, and for E flat is chord 4 because Mi, Fa, Sol, La, chord 4. Now, at the bottom of this chord, do we have La flat, do we have Do, or do we have E flat? We have A flat, so this is 4A. Sorry guys, I forgot to tick. I completely forgot to tick. 1B and 4A. Sorry. Last one, we have La flat, A flat again, Do and Fa. A flat is doubled and we need to put them in order. Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. So Fa, Sol, La flat, Si, Do. In order means that they form a scale, so you can do this in the end. So Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. Okay. Fa is the bottom note, and for E flat is the second degree. Now at the bottom of our chord here, do we have Fa, do we have La flat, or do we have Do? We have La flat, so this is 2B. Okay, sorted, 2B. Now I literally can't make it easier than this. This is like the easiest thing, and sometimes on the exam papers I see the grid with all the things, but I think that you don't need that. It's a waste of ink and time because you can do this kind of grid once you find the notes of the chords, so it's less messy, if you know what I mean. Section 6. This question relates to terms, signs and instruments, and watch out my YouTube channel and my website because I have a project in mind about terms. I'm very good with terms because I'm Italian, so watch this space. Quasi means almost, so as if, resembling I would say. Anyway, it means almost. How do we learn these? It depends on the terms. Experience, definitely. So when you find them on the scores, try to remember the way you play it. Try to remember the meaning that you find and see if you can put them in your memory as an experience rather than a piece of knowledge that you stuck somewhere in your brain. Also, when the words are similar to your own language, well, do assimilate them together. So for example, modéré, moderate, moderato, they are the same. Also, watching my videos because I create the experience that you need. And listen to loads of music and look at the score, and you will see that you remember the sound that people are creating and you remember the effect, and so you remember the meaning. For example, unless you are, so 2 means in this case that we have 2 bars rest. The player does not move, does not play for 2 bars. This is usually for ensembles, four-hand music as well, so chamber music, ensembles and all that stuff. This means that for 2 bars the player is silent, doesn't move, doesn't play, doesn't make a sound. So rest for 2 bars. I couldn't really see. Yeah, rests for 2 bars. Modéré, as we said, modéré is a French word for moderate, moderato. So moderato at a moderate speed, because it refers to speed, not dynamic. Okay, modéré. Now, if you see, for example, majestic is a word that is so far from modéré, you can't really mix them up. Just use it. It's the easiest way of remembering things. It's usually the one that you need. I hope this helps. Question 2. In this question, we need to tick the right name for the written out ornaments. This one is an upper mordant because it's made up of 3 notes, and it's this. So an upper mordant. It's really messy. The lower mordant would be with this. Appoggiatura and acciaccatura are made up of 1 note only. In the case of acciaccatura, it would be this quick. In the case of appoggiatura, this would be much softer in terms of rhythm. So ta-ta, ta-ta, more gentle. There is a TikTok video about the difference between these two. I'll link it below. Well, I put it on the card up here. Watch it. It's very quick. Okay, this, when you see that the notes are not particularly quick, it's a gruppetto. Gruppetto means a small group, by the way, and it's this. Note, upper note, note, lower note, note. Note, upper note, note, lower note, note. Okay, so it's a turn. This kind of turn. Done. Question 3. Una corda means to press the right pedal. No, and I'm willing to make a video about it. It's the left pedal. So false. Watch out. Follow me on TikTok because I publish all these things there. The flute uses a single reed. It has no reed, not at all. No reed in the flute. The bassoon, fagotto, has a higher range than the oboe. I think that's very much false. False. How do we know this, by the way? Well, you study it, and there is also a very good series of video by London Symphony Orchestra, I think. Yeah. They present in a very good, compelling and complete way. They present the instruments and they are quite useful to watch because they show you the details, they play it, it just sticks in your mind, in your memory. So it's very useful. The side drums produces sounds of definite pitch. No, not at all. Not at all. A double bass can be played pizzicato, yes, because it's plucked. The strings could be plucked. Sorted. Section 7. In this section, we are asked a series of questions relating to a piece of music that is included. I think I never thanked now all those who are following me on TikTok, Instagram, my website, who subscribe to my website, who donated me money via my website or via YouTube. You can always say thank you by buying a special thanks here, because every single donation makes me very happy, and it's supporting my work that I do. So thank you so much to all those that are supporting me. Even £2 would make the difference for me. So thank you so much. In the first question, we need to compare the bars with bar 6 of the violin part, which I copy out here, and then we need to tick the only correct statement of this piece, between these four. So we have the treble clef and middle C. Perfect. Okay. Middle C in the alto clef is this one, middle C in the tenor clef is this one, so they are the same pitch. Middle C in the bass clef is here, so this is an octave lower. So we can write here A equals B, and C is an octave lower than A and B plus the original, because the original is also like original. Okay, that's it. B is the only written one, is correctly written one octave lower. No. So if we are finding an octave lower, that would be C. C is correctly written one octave lower. Yes. A and B an octave lower. No, because they are the same as the original. A, B, C, they are not the same. So the correct answer is the second. We need to take that. Only C is correctly written one octave lower. Question 2. We need to circle true or false for each of the 5 statements. The last note in bar 4 of the violin part is marked to be plucked. And the answer is true, because it's written pizzicato. The highest note in the music is G, and this is incorrect because it's E in bar 2. That's an E. It would be G in bass clef, so this is false. The largest interval in the violin part between 2 notes next to each other is a major 10th, and the answer is false, because we have in bar 5 we have 2 very far notes, but it's a minor 10th, not a major 10th, so it's false. The music should be played at a moderate speed. Now, as I said before, it has to be written moderato, but you see lento, which in French is lent, and so it's not moderate. It's false again. Many false answers here. There is an instruction in the piano part to play the notes semi-staccato in bar 6, and I think that is correct because we have a slur, well, 2 slurs and staccato. That means in between staccato and legato. Ta, ta, ta. A sort of gentle tenuto. Ta, ta, ta. So separate but a little bit longer. I should make a video about this. Question 3 and 4. In this question, we need to tick the box that shows which instrument would play the violin part from bar 1 to bar 4, so the highest part of the melody, without struggling. Well, I would exclude the double bass and trombone simply because they are really low. Trombone means big and double bass is really big. So obviously the highest notes for the flute are, the violin, I told you the answer already, are very difficult. It's impossible for the double bass to play that kind of high E in bar 2. The horn would struggle as well a lot. And so the only one could be the flute. There you go. How many times the mediant of A minor, which is C, Do, appear in the violin part? And the answer is 4. And here they are. So 4. And now the final question. Thank you so much for watching this video, by the way. Complete the following 2 sentences by adding a number to each. The lowest note in the left-hand piano part is in bar 5 because we have that low D. And this is it. Bar 1 has the same rhythm and articulation as bar 3. It's really evident with the 2 slurs as well. You can't be wrong. And with this, we have finished our C paper. I know that many of you were looking forward to it. I hope this was useful. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye!
Thank you for watching my video. I hope it was useful. Don't forget to leave a like down there and share it with your friends. If it was useful for you, it will be useful for other people too. Now, if you want more sample papers published by ABRSM, click here and find the video you're looking for. In the meantime, I would like to thank all the ones who are messaging me and leaving comments. You know that I always read them and I always reply. And thanks to all the ones who are telling me that thanks to my videos, they have improved and feel more confident. This makes me so happy. What else to say? Happy music, everyone. Bye.